Saugatuck City Council meeting for April 8th. If you could all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If the clerk could please call the roll.
Anderson,
Here.
Baldwin.
Here.
Dean,
Here.
Gardner,
Here.
Muncy,
Here.
Stanton,
Here.
Twain.
Here.
Have a quorum.
All right, on to the mayor's comments. I just wanted to thank the library today. It was a wonderful opportunity for our community to get together for the eclipse. They provided the glasses and we all got an opportunity because I think a lot of us were like, I don't know where I'm going to enjoy this, but thankfully I saw the word got out from the library that they were having a little public gathering, and it was super nice to see so many people enjoy it. So thank you to our public library. They do wonderful things, and I just appreciate everything that they do. I also wanted to update you that I heard from Frank Walsh from Walsh Municipal Services, and he updated me on the city manager search. After the first week, we do have 22 applicants that applied for the city manager's job. That's just in 1 week. He is doing a statewide push. He did that over the weekend. He wanted to catch people after spring break because a lot of people in our beautiful state of Michigan left to go to a warmer locale. So he did do another statewide push over the weekend, and I'll just continue to keep you posted on those recruitment efforts. And then one more thing, Councilmember Gardner had asked for a review of human resources policies, but we weren't able to get it on to our workshop for this April 8th. Ryan sent out an email a couple of weeks ago, basically giving all of council members our current HR policies. The law firm at the time had gone through all of that with us. That was done in 2019. And so my point is, you've all gotten those HR policies. If you guys could all take an opportunity to read through those, I would love if you have any recommendations on any changes, any tweaks that you would like to see. I know Holly has sent quite a few ideas my way as far as that's concerned. And then if we wanted to workshop that, it would be more like May before we would be able to do that, because our next workshop will be devoted entirely to the budget. So I wanted to update council on that. Now on to the manager's comments.
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor. I too enjoyed the eclipse today, so not too often that you have that kind of opportunity at work. So and the background music from Councilmember Muncy was so you didn't have that at the library. I had that here locally here, so that was nice to have. So just want to kind of reiterate my thank you to everybody for your patience as I'm doing both roles. Maybe not as fast with everything as I maybe normally was as the Director of Planning and Zoning. So I appreciate everybody's patience. Definitely each day working through a lot of work, and I promise to keep working on those permits and getting all those things issued. But I also want to just again reiterate big time thanks to your patience as council members and support, but also really to my staff team. We have a lot going on, a lot that they're gearing up for, especially as this town, picks up again. And we come into season, there's a lot going on. I've been asked, I've had lots of questions, and obviously we've been in a period of transition. So I just want to really thank them and thank you for your support of our staff team. So thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Okay. We're on to agenda changes, and I do have an agenda change. If I could have a motion to add a resolution to recognize the Saugatuck Athletic Boosters as a 501c3 organization. If someone could make that motion for me to change the agenda to add that.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to add to new business item 15F, subject of Saugatuck Athletic Boosters, State Charitable Gaming License 501c3.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, and this is a roll call.
Who was- I'm sorry.
Second was Scott.
Voice.
Okay, I don't know that there's any discussion on that. This came in a little bit later than our packet. And so I just wanted to be able to get this done for them because they are under deadline. So if anyone's opposed to it, I hope not, but otherwise it's a roll call vote.
Well, Do we do it now or do we? do it
Just
when
a
it's on the
motion
agenda?
for
Okay.
changing the agenda.
Yeah, we have a motion in a second, correct?
Yeah.
Anderson,
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Muncy,
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
White,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right. Thank you so much for adding that to agenda. Are there any other agenda changes to be made? Okay. Then we are on to our guest speaker for this evening, Lisa Mize, the Executive Director for the Saugatuck Douglas Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's also on page 3 of your packet, but I know she has some fun materials for us in a presentation as well. Thank you, my dear. Ooh, looks nice.
Yeah, very nice.
This is the new visitors guide, just was delivered to the office Friday.
Thank you to council for listening to me. I know I've done this every year for the past few years, but I feel like it's good for you to know what we're doing in promoting the area. Some things change, some things stay the same. So I'm going to kind of run through this fairly quickly and hopefully I can tell Jamie what page I'm on. So for 2024, we're adding some things differently, but a lot of things, like I said, will stay the same. One thing that we're doing with the different markets that we are reaching is we're reaching into a fly market, which we've never really done before. So anything that they fly directly to Grand Rapids and it's a nonstop Washington, D.C., that's who we're going to start targeting now. We're going to skip the next page, Jamie, and go on. I wish my pages were numbered. Yes. Page 4. And it's just a title page, but basically something that this page mentions, and it's also mentioned on the next page 5. Something we're adding this year is out-of-home advertising. And for those of you who are not aware what out-of-home is, it's anything that could be a billboard on a bus stop, inside the buses when you're sitting there, anything like that. And we're reaching into the Chicago market for that, and then the Detroit market as well, one for spring and one for fall. So that's an addition. We didn't do that last year. We always have the billboard. That's in the packet. I think that's the last page. Something else new that you're going to see, and you'll probably have to seek this out. We did a hosted video series. We have a host. She's wonderful. She was a model, but we've done 2 so far, and it's really highlighting the area in different ways. The first one is called Sandscapes and Shorelines, and it highlights all of our beaches and our natural resources. It's wonderfully done. It'll be on YouTube, and then we're going to take snippets of that and use it for social media. The next one that we're doing is on the craft beverage scene. It'll be called Artful Ales and Vibrant Vines. So talking about all the different craft beverages from wineries to the cideries and breweries. Let's see, Jamie, page 6. This talks more about the out-of-home, and then 1.8 talks about the visitor's guide. This year, the visitor's guide, we printed 50,000 of these. 30,000 will be distributed into larger markets in the Midwest. We'll keep 10,000 locally, and then 10,000 will stay at the warehouse where they mail them out as they are requested on the website. We're also going to be featuring a full page ad in Michigan wine country. We've never done that before. And the American Art Collector, we did a full page ad last year. We're going to continue that this year because we are known as the Art Coast of Michigan. Page 8, talking more about the editorial focused articles on the wineries and cideries. And then the out of home. And then the positioning, Saugatuck Douglas. This is something new. We did a study, a survey of all the different venues in the area. I'm on page 8 and I'm looking at 2.6. So we've never really done anything to try to grow the venues for conferences. And we did a survey and we now have that information and we're going to start marketing. So that's new. Another survey we're going to start doing, and this is only one that will be done every other year, is a survey to our both visitors and the partners in the area to learn more about what appeals to them when they come here so that we can help market better. And then we're going to go all the way back, Jamie, to page 14. And this kind of lays out the marketing strategy for you, depending on which audience we're talking to, what time of the year we're going to be doing things. So you'll see when we talk to travelers in general versus LGBTQ versus families, and what months those campaigns are running. The page prior to this, 15, shows those same colors, but this one will show you the size of the circle actually matters. It's how much money is put into that particular promotion. So digital ads get the largest, the Google search and the website. The website is completely getting redone this year. We hope to launch it by the end of April, possibly beginning of May. It'll be still just as beautiful, but it'll be much more user-friendly, both for our visitors and for us on the back end. Page 15 is the visitor's guide, so you already have that in front of you. And page 16 are all the map guides that we've produced over the years. These are staying the same. We update them every year. We have all of them in the office currently, and we're waiting on the new dining guide, the food guide. Page 17, this is just talking about the website and different things that are going to be changes to the website for 2024. And there'll be something called a first timers guide. So if you're in town, you'll be able to call it up on your mobile device and say, okay, what am I near? What is there to do? Things like that. And I know I went really fast, you guys, but that's what happens. Page 18 is our billboard. It's already up. It was up as of March 15th, I think. And this is northbound 196, just south of the Fenville exit. That's it. That's what we've got in store for 2024.
Does anyone have any questions or comments for Lisa?
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, Lisa, for being here this evening. On the different brochures that you're printing, the hiking trails map, particularly hiking trails map, yes, thank you. The past 2 summers, I've been out at Oval Beach and just stopped and said hi to the gate person, and they've said, can you get me more hiking trail maps? So actually, 2 summers ago, I went down to the information booth and couldn't find any. So
Those are the most popular.
I was going to suggest that those are probably the most popular, but I
They
want
are.
to make sure that, those probably get to it seems like the Oval Beach seems to be a real popular.
Make
place
sure
for
that
people
they're
to have
well
to-
stocked. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to commend you. I'm closely related to a lot of the things that go on at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. I used to be on the marketing committee. And, my business that started here, we were in constant communication with you. We had a number of different people in charge of our CVB, and we're on such a upturn of by hiring a professional marketing team with Concept A. We're just above and beyond what we were even 5 years ago. And it's your board, it's you, it's everybody that has contributed to all of it. We can't thank you enough because you guys are doing an incredible job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. Okay, so on to public comments on agenda items only. If you have any comments on the agenda tonight, something that's on the agenda, please come up, state your first and last name and where you live. Anyone in the audience? Okay. Anyone online wish to speak on agenda items only? Don't see anyone, Jamie? Okay, so we are on to the consent agenda, item 9, page 21. There are several items there, and Ryan, if you want to just explain a little bit about everything that's in the consent agenda.
Yeah, certainly, Madam Mayor. If your regular meeting minutes from March 25th and 4 special events before you, the Waterfront Invitational Fine Art Fair, the SCA Farmers Market, Town Crier Race, and Music in the Park. These are all events that you've had, they're reoccurring events essentially with no changes. So kind of same as last year, just looking for this year's approval.
Okay, if I could have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda for April 8th, 2024.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All right. This is a roll call vote. Jamie?
Anderson,
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes,
Muncy,
Yes.
Stanton,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, on to staff reports, boards, commissions, and committees. City managers report. Ryan.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Nothing in particular to highlight, but happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Anyone have any questions? All right, on to the treasurer's report. Peter was here, but any questions about the treasurer's report? Okay, planning and zoning, back to you, Ryan.
Same, Madam Mayor. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from council? All right, DPW, Scott is here. Anything you'd like to highlight, Scott?
Yes, I will if I can. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I just want to give a little bit of an update on kind of some of the projects that we have. I dared to take a week off last week and boy, am I paying for it now. There was a lot of information thrown at me today, but we do also have a lot of greatness happening, a lot of projects. We're very project heavy at the moment. So I'm just going to recap some of those and give some general timelines really quick. So I met this afternoon during the eclipse, really cool view over on the river by 850 Park Street, which was right in front of an erosion issue. So kind of a unique eclipse for me as well, but Crone Excavating is in town and they towed in a long reach excavator that's going to be able to reach all the way down the riverbank to some of the sand that had washed down the bank that'll get pulled back up the riverbank and put in its place where it came from. So that project's going to be starting tomorrow. We've been in communication with the property owner pretty tightly throughout this process and looking forward to get that project across the finish line. So while we're talking about Crone Excavating, while they're in town after the erosion issue, they're also going to help us resurface Bridge Street. So that'll take place sometime, I would guess we're getting pretty close to that, probably at sometime in April.
Okay.
And then after that, I came back and saw quite a bit of prep work that was done down at Village Square Playground. It was really great to see. Had a meeting this morning with the vendor, Jeremy from Sinclair Recreation and some of the members of the PPW committee and just buttoning up a game plan for next week's community build. So we're really excited about that one. And one highlight that kind of relates to the Village Square Playground is that next week we also have a brush and leaf collection for Tuesday and Wednesday, which is during the community build. We have it covered. We have a lot of volunteers, which is great news. A lot of interest in helping us out with this. Public Works is going to be all hands on deck on Monday, but depending on the volunteer group that we get, if they feel like they have sufficient hands, then Public Works is going to continue with the regularly scheduled brush and leaf collection. If not, then we're going to offer bonus days for residents to set out their brush and leaf material and possibly schedule it for Thursday and Friday for the collection. But by the week's end, the brush will be picked up and there'll be a lot of progress on the playground. So, and then tomorrow too, we are taking possession of our asphalt hot box and the plants are open. So that's going to get delivered to us with a little bit of a demo around 10:30 a.m. And we are very eager to put that thing to use, especially on Elizabeth Street. We were going to go for it today because it needs it, but we know that we're getting that machine, so we're holding off for one more day. So that'll be one of the first streets that we attack with that machine. So very excited about that. And that is all I have for you, unless there's
right.
questions.
Does anyone have a question?
Super excited for next week for the Village Square Playground build. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. Now, I can't get there till Wednesday, so I'm hoping everybody has their P's and Q's and does lots of work on Monday and Tuesday and gets it done great. Just real curious, how long after the build, they were supposed to be done on Wednesday, right? Can kids get up and play on it? Would it be the next day? Is it that?
Yep, no. Very, very good question. Thanks for
Yeah.
asking. So the time frame is about this. Given construction projects, they never really go perfectly as planned. So we kind of add cushion to our timeline. So roughly speaking, it'll be 3 days for the community build. And then after that, it's going to take the professional installers, no offense to the volunteer group, but the professional installers to come in and do their portion of the work, which will be about 2 weeks. And so it's going to be, there'll be, hopefully we'll discuss possibly like a opening ceremony type of thing sometime early May.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anyone else? Scott, thank you so much. Appreciate all your work. Anything from the Sheriff's Department? Anyone? Okay, and the engineers?
Not online.
Okay. All right, on to boards, commissions, and committees. Fire District Administration Board. I didn't even see you there, Dan.
This will be brief because we haven't had a meeting since we were last together. We meet again a week from today, 4 o'clock, for all who are interested. So this, I'm just purely for information, items that arrived from the fire district or through the fire district. I'm not, or maybe just community chat. You know about the pending build of the roundabout at Old Allegan and Blue Star. This map in front of you shows this closure, street closures that are going to be required for that, which are significant. Such that, and they're very significant for the fire district, it's going to drive our response times up. I'm sort of surprised Douglas hasn't screamed bloody murder, because to send fire equipment to Douglas, once that's in place, once the street's blocked in every direction, they've got to go the other side of 41, cross over onto 63rd, come down, get across the bridge, however, and it's going to be ugly. And it goes from Wednesday, day after tomorrow, through the 13th of July as planned, hopefully. I think they're going to try and beat 4th of July if they're lucky, but tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and there are going to be a lot of upset people. The route that you see there on the dotted line is the recommended by, I assume, by Allegan County Road Commission, the alternate, which is basically, if you want to go north of that detour and you're coming from the south, get back on 196, go from exit 36 to exit 41, get off at 41, come back to wherever you wanted to get to in the first place. That's ugly. It's going to be ugly. So anyway, I wanted to alert you else primarily because of the, as I say, the response times for the fire district are inevitably going to go up on this one, inevitably. The other thing that made its way into my inbox, which again, I thought you just might find of general interest, is just a one pager on single fire. Virtually all of which that you see there is with our people. And I don't know, what is it, $33,000 a pop. We have 60 sets of those so that each firefighter has a primary and a backup set. You do the math, that comes out to just a little shy of $2 million worth of equipment. And the equipment has a 5-year required required renewal. So it has to be done every 5 years. That's why there's 2 sets. So we're not doing all of them at one time. So anyway, as I say, just for information, feel free to join us a week from Monday if you want.
Any other questions? Any questions?
Do you happen to know how much all that weighs?
A lot.
Well, I know, because I know you guys talk numbers.
You to come on a week from Monday, you come on and I'll make sure they have it set out and we'll put you in it.
Okay, I'm gonna take you out there.
I mean, and the guy doesn't have he doesn't have the breathing apparatus on, which is another 60 pounds or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
I think I.
you might have to
hear that.
shave your chin though,
Yeah.
because with the breathing
What's that?
apparatus.
Oh, this is a thing. I got a thing. Yeah, I'll be at your meeting next Monday. I'll be.
Okay. Dan, thank you very much. All right, Russ, you had something.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that Mr. Fox can answer this question, but as I see the map regarding the traffic control for the roundabout, my immediate thought is that traffic is going to increase exponentially on Maple Street
Mhm.
because when cars divert, they're going to be stopped from going down Blue Star, correct? So I'm just having this thought in terms of how that's going to impact us and if there's any additional, I don't know. And that's not a question for you to answer necessarily. It's just now it's gotten my attention. That's going to probably increase traffic downtown, Maple Street for sure. Talk about it already being torn up. I don't know. I just put that out there. It's
Both of the entrances onto Blue Star, south of the road closure, Maple and what are you?
North Street.
Those are going to be nightmarish. And people are going to lose patience. It's what's a little scary because you're going to get backed up on Maple Street. You're going to get backed up across the cross streets. You're going to get backed up across Old Allegan. I mean, just watch next day or so, how much traffic goes down Blue Star. A
Mhm.
lot of it's truck traffic.
Yeah.
So and I should say, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. The fire district just found this out. I mean, we don't exactly have our oar in this deal, but we just found out about the specifics of this and just got this map over the weekend. For whatever reason, the fire district was not included in the pre-construction
Okay.
meeting that they held with the sheriff and all sorts of other people, what have you. Not that it would have changed anything, to be clear, because if you're going to do this, your options are pretty limited. And
Yeah.
you can't
All
very well
right.
do it and have
Okay.
traffic running through there.
I do wonder if we should just ask the sheriff's department if they're going to increase enforcement on Maple. And I'm also wondering if we should redeploy one of the radar speed checking
Definitely.
signs onto Maple, on our side
Definitely.
at least.
Yeah, so I've had some correspondence with Sergeant Haas and so certainly on their radar and they are planning on additional patrols on Maple with the expected increase amount of traffic. Yeah, we can certainly take a look at radar signage or something along those lines too.
All right.
Hopefully Scott runs with something in the paper this week on this too.
Okay. All right, Dan, thank you. Interurban Board.
Yeah.
Sure. regardless.
We spoke at our last meeting because our interurban meeting was before our last meeting. But I did want to mention, we celebrated National Transit Driver Appreciation Day on March 18th. We recognized our staff and had a free lunch for everybody and Phyllis had the nice spread out for everybody as well. We're working with the CVB on our weekend shuttle program and maybe being a little bit more flexible with the hours. So we're in the process of working with them as well. Of course, we appointed our new board personnel committee member, which is Gustafson. I always have a hard time saying Chuck's last name. Thank you.
I like that you want to put an
I
accent
butchered
to it.
on the radio many times, but he's going to be working with Taru as our personnel committee member. I nominated him because I thought he would make a great fit for that. He was a previous bus driver, so I think that's going to work out pretty well. We had our search committee recommendation. We're very happy to have, and she's here to introduce herself as our new director, Becky, and we're excited to have her on the board and work with us. We were excited to hire someone internal, someone that had 14 years of experience working with the drivers right out there. So what better person to have work as a director, as somebody who was out there in the trenches with everybody
Yeah.
for 14 years. So we're happy to have Becky serve with us. I was happy to have both Becky and Phyllis Ife on our show on 92.7 The Van yesterday morning. So things are looking up. We're working on expanding our building. We talked about that on the show yesterday as well. We got that wonderful grant. We'll be adding 450 square feet to our building, adding a second bathroom and a little bit more break room for the employees as well, and a nicer reception area. So,
Great. Excellent. Welcome, Becky. I'm sure Phyllis will have a few more things to say a little bit later on, but thank you so much for being here. Cal Lake Sewer and Water, I don't see Barry. So that's okay. We'll move on to the Harbor Authority, which Logan, that meets next week, right?
That's what we're thinking.
That's what we're thinking. Yeah.
Find out.
Okay. But either way, that's the first time they've met in quite a few months. So we'll have more on that when they meet later this month. Zoning Board of Appeals, anyone from that?
Yeah, their meeting was for this week is canceled.
Okay. Russ Historic District.
Yes, I was out of town on the 4th when they met, so I do not have an update on that unless Ryan might have anything significant to share with council.
I could get the exact addresses if you'd like.
Does anybody- yeah.
That'll be your call in terms of whether council, otherwise I can give a more detailed update once I get a chance to review the meeting itself.
Okay.
We meet next again on Thursday, May 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone can look through Historic District if you have any questions. Otherwise, Planning Commission, Holly,
We meet next Thursday.
okay. Parks and Public Works,
Yeah, as Mr. Herbert mentioned, we are ready to start the community build. We're really excited about it. I met with the vendor out there today and feel like we're in a really good place for it. So that's great. Also, we passed along a recommendation to rebuild the restrooms at Mount Bald Head
Good.
Council. And
Excellent.
to look at so looking forward to that too.
Good. Tri-community non-motorized trail.
Nothing new to report since our last update at the prior meeting.
All right. We don't have any request for payment. We are on to item 12, approval of accounts payable. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $99,058.65 as presented.
I'll second.
All right, we have a second by Baldwin. Any discussion?
Just note that half of that is the hot box.
Hot box. All right, so this is a roll call vote.
Anderson,
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Muncy,
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. No introduction of ordinances, no unfinished business. And now we are on to item 15A, a proclamation recognizing Phyllis Ife. Phyllis, if you could come up to the podium. So congratulations, first of all. Thank you so much for being here, and we just appreciate everything that you've done for our community. And I do have a proclamation. This is something I have not done before, so I will be reading this whole thing because we do want to recognize everything you've done for our community. So this is the City of Saugatuck, County of Allegan, State of Michigan, Proclamation of Appreciation 240408-P1. Whereas Phyllis Ife embarked on her journey with the Interurban Transit Authority 17 years ago, and since then has exhibited unwavering dedication to the Saugatuck area community and its citizens. Whereas Phyllis Ife's tireless efforts have been instrumental in providing exceptional service to our residents and visitors, contributing significantly to the betterment of our community. Whereas Phyllis Ife has diligently served the Interurban Authority in various capacities, starting as an accounting assistant, progressing to assistant director, and for the past decade, serving as the esteemed director of our transit authority. Whereas under Phyllis Ife's astute leadership, the Interurban Authority has witnessed remarkable advancements, including improved and expanded services that will continue to benefit our area for years to come. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Saugatuck on behalf of the entire community that we express our deepest appreciation to Phyllis Ife for her steadfast commitment, exceptional leadership, and genuine care for our community. We extend to her our sincerest gratitude for her invaluable contributions. In witness whereof, I, Lauren Stanton, Mayor of the City of Saugatuck, cause the seal of the city and my signature to be affixed this 8th day of April in the year 2024. Congratulations. So much here. We'll take a picture real quick. Awesome, my dear. Thank you so much. And please.
So yeah, to have, it's very mixed emotions to be leaving this position. I'm thrilled to be able to pass the reins on to Becky Carton Crandall, who's just had a marvelous career with transportation, with school bus and with Interurban. So has done our training and is a dispatcher and a driver. So I'm leaving it in very good hands. I'm here for another month and a half and going on June 1st, and the community is throwing me a surprise party on May 1st to 7 at the SCA. And but yeah, it from being the first day that I started and just doing the accounting and being full-time at Clearbrook while I was doing that, and having Sherry goes, well, I might retire someday. And it's like, who would you get to fill your shoes? You are the Interurban. And she goes, well, maybe you. It's like, what? You know, I didn't ever expect that. And I basically have the background in accounting. but learned everything as they went along. There's a marvelous team of transit community throughout the whole state of Michigan that you can call somebody up. Hey, you just had a building project, or you just did dispatch software. What did you do? What did you, and then all of the conferences that we're able to go to and talk to vendors, find out different projects and products that are available. I can't be here today without the marvelous staff that I've had and with the support of our board. So our staff is the front line of the interurban. It's who gives that person who's riding the smile, and sometimes even the first conversation of the day that that person has been able to have. And our dispatchers helpful for people, well, I'm calling from Wally's and I need a ride to Land Sharks. And well, do you know it's just down the road, So just like that kind of, that helps. Sometimes you do have to give that one, but not too often. So, but we've grown a lot with the number of staff we have, with the number of expanding our buses to move into some propane for fuel, so alternative fuel, and exciting about what advancements can come next. So Becky, I invite you forward, and I'm thrilled. This is absolutely wonderful to be able to, with confidence, and a little bit of training for a few months, and to hand the reins over to Becky. So, yeah, Becky Carton-Cran.
Very grateful for this opportunity. And I look forward to working with you all and serving the community in this capacity. I've been involved here for over 30 years, very much so with the public schools. Started the soccer program there for the boys and girls, and I coached for 13 years. And then I handed it over to Jordan Campbell. He went from the elementary teacher to the middle school, so that was an easy transition for me to leave. And to be honest, I couldn't coach my own son fairly. So I am looking forward to this opportunity, and like Phyllis said, I have some thoughts as well, and goals to eventually be in electric buses is one of my goals. The cost has to come down a little bit though. So again, if you guys have any questions, my door is always open. Not just questions, but suggestions, ideas. It takes a village, and the door is always open.
Awesome, Becky. Thank you so much, and
And I have a
congratulations.
comment for you. I don't know, your first. Yeah. Have you ever entertained the thought of staging a couple vehicles over here for the fire department?
Yeah.
Staging. Okay. Yeah, especially for with the roundabout. That's what where my thought. Sure. Entertaining.
And hopefully we'll
That was just
tackle
my
that.
thought.
Yeah, we'll tackle that. But Becky, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Phyllis, thank you so very much.
We were all laughing and having fun. I don't know. I just want to make sure that everybody hears that we are having an open house retirement party for Phyllis Ife on May 1st between 4 and 7 p.m. at the Saugatuck Center for the Arts. We invite the entire community to wish Phyllis not goodbye, but a happy retirement.
Thank you.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Would you like a vote on the proclamation? All right, could I have a motion to approve the proclamation?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the proclamation of appreciation for Phyllis Ife, who worked with Interurban Transit Authority for 17 years.
Do I have a
I'll
second?
second.
All right. Roll call.
Anderson.
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Muncy.
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you all. Moving on to item 15B, a letter in support of Saugatuck Township acquisition grant application. It's on page 86. Ryan?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Mayor. Saugatuck Township was recently approached about an opportunity to purchase the Pine Trail camp property. It's a 22-acre summer campsite, 400 feet of Kalamazoo River frontage. Essentially, they had to submit kind of an initial preliminary application, but assuming they score high enough, they're asking for support for kind of their more formal application as it goes forward. So they've reached out to the city wondering if you're willing to, support a letter for their grant application to acquire the property.
All right. Do I have a motion at this time?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I would just, I agree with this. I talked with,
The discussion is not until after the motion, but we can just do a motion first and then
Madam Mayor,
discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter in support of Saugatuck Township's Trust Fund Grant application to acquire Pine Trail Camp.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. And now on to discussion. Go ahead, Russ.
yeah, Madam Mayor, I had a conversation with Township Manager Daniel DeFranco about 2 weeks ago and first learned of this and had said, as an individual council member and as a person who walks the Pine Trail property quite often, I said this was being an ideal acquisition for the township and for the community. And I said, whatever the city can do, and as an individual council member, I can do to encourage this, please ask. And so I'm glad that he reached out to do this. I can't see where this is not in everybody's interest to make this happen. Most of you are probably familiar with it. If you haven't walked in that area, I would suggest you do so. I mean, 400 foot of Kalamazoo River frontage ties right in with our natural area and the waterway into Oxbow Lagoon. I mean, and from my understanding and talking with Daniel is that that 400 foot river frontage will increase the scoring for this particular acquisition. So signs are pointing up on this and I'm in full support of this.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I just have to agree with Councilmember Gardner is that I think that the number one job that we as council people have to do is be guardians of our green space. People like to talk about economics and environmentalism, and there's one place that those really converge. Typically, they're disparate activities. People don't come here to go to bars. People come here for our green space and to see our green space. It's good for our economics. It's good for our environment. It's good all the way around. Anything that we can do to encourage the preservation and the use of our green space, I am fully in support of.
Anyone else?
And it's consistent with our master plan. So which, really emphasizes protecting the environment. So
All right.
Very
this is
exciting,
awesome. I'm really excited we're doing this.
Yeah.
very exciting.
Anyone else? All right, we do have a motion. If we have a roll call, please, Jamie.
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Muncy.
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item 15C, 650 Water Street. This is page 88 in your packet.
Mayor.
Hold on one moment. Ryan, do you want to set this up first?
Certainly, Madam Mayor. So Alex and Lindsay Payleitner, they were before you during a workshop meeting with the proposals for some exhaust equipment that would encroach into the right of way. They were able to obtain variances from the Zoning Board of Appeals as well as Historic District Commission approval. And so they're requesting your approval of the encroachment into the right of way via a license agreement.
All right, go ahead, Gregory.
I would like to make the motion to approve the revocable license agreement for kitchen exhaust equipment in the public right of way for Grow Estate LLC as described and pictured in our packet.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Muncy, second by Baldwin. Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, the only comment I would add is I appreciate the applicants. They've been really working with the ZBA, the Planning Commission, Historic District Commission on some of the ideas that have been presented to them. They've been very accommodating. So I just want to say thank you.
All right, any other
And
discussion?
echo that. They've been very, face forward in this whole process. And, it's one thing when we get a request like this and you never see the owners around, so it's nice to see them, always up front and part of this. Another thing I want to mention, this really isn't that big of an encroachment. It's not on the street. If you look at where it's at, it's just coming out from their building a little bit. It's not an area that we really use, that we get a lot of traffic anyway. So
Yeah.
it's non-invasive. I say, no problem.
Okay, all right, it is a roll call vote.
Anderson.
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Muncy.
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, on to item 15D, Spring Household Hazardous Waste Event. This is on page 92 of your packet. Ryan?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Mayor. My understanding of the household hazardous waste days, it's been kind of a collaborative effort between Rotary, Saugatuck Township, the fire department's been a partner, as well as Douglas and holding an annual hazardous waste collection event. The last event was actually held in the fall. And my understanding from Rotary is they're looking to kind of take this on again and lead the event and scheduling collection service. Hold a very similar event to last year, but kind of move it up to more of a spring cleaning kind of event, and then kind of maybe hold that date annually. So my understanding is that Rotary's on board for a similar donation of $10,000. The fire department's up their donation to, I believe, $1,750. And then I've reached out to Douglas and the township, and they've both indicated a willingness to cost share the remaining costs. The city pays for the entire cost up front as far as kind of paying for the service, and then we bill out for the donations and then recoup our costs. So similar to your fall approval, asking for approval to fund the expense, and then ideally the city's final contribution would not exceed $3,000.
All right, do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion. Motion to approve funding the Household Hazardous Waste Day for 2024 with the city's final contribution not to exceed $3,000.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
I recall in the fall, I believe Cal Lake had some grant money for marketing or for advertising it because it's beneficial to them in terms of protecting the watershed and the well protection zone. I don't know if that funding exists anymore with Cal Lake, but
Might be a
If I
question.
may.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. I'm sorry, I'm taking this side of it over from the Rotary side. Garn Lewis used to
Yeah.
lead it, and so I'm kind of working on this. Not that I'm aware of. There's a couple of things in play here too. One, as we go, the donations are less, thankfully, because, people were bigger at the time. So I'd be very surprised if, our bill last year was $700. I think it would be even less than that this year. In my understanding also, and I need to verify this, is that Douglas has negotiated this as part of their new contract with the Republic. If that's the case, I'd look for us to do the same thing in October. I'm not sure that we're going to be doing this into perpetuity, but I know that if it does fall on us, that Rotary is open to the idea of keeping it going. They have one of their stated objectives is a protection of our watershed, and that's the incentive for this.
Any other discussion? All right, a roll call as well. Jamie?
Anderson,
Yes.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean.
yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Muncy,
Yes.
Stanton,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, on to item 15E, special event, the Jazz for Justice in June. It's page 94. And
The special event that Bobby Gaunt just explained.
yes, and as Jamie is mentioning, Bobby Gaunt did have all of that. So if I have a motion right now, I would go for the motion.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve Jazz for Justice in June to take place on May 31st, 2024, organized by All Saints Episcopal Church, contingent on safety meeting with staff, police, and fire.
Do I have a second? Okay, second by Russ. Councilmember Gardner. Any discussion?
It's great to see Saugatuck and Douglas collaborate on Pride.
I was
Yes.
just going to say that I think that we need to be more involved in our Pride activities, and I'm excited for this. For sure.
Great. Anyone else? All right, so roll call, voice vote. All those in favor say yes.
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 Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, on to item, where am I? 15F, for the athletic boosters and recognizing it as a nonprofit organization. That is on page, oh, well, Jamie gave it to us.
Yeah.
And Jamie's going to pull it up on the screen as
I'll
well.
make the motion, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead.
Motion to approve resolution 240408-A, a local governing body resolution for charitable gaming license for the nonprofit organization, the Saugatuck Athletic Boosters.
A second.
Okay. Any discussion?
One question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we don't grant them 501c3 status.
Nope.
This is just us saying that, okay.
So, one of the members of the Saugatuck Athletic Boosters approached me with this. It's part of their paperwork
Yeah.
that the city municipality in which they exist, we have to recognize them.
Yeah.
And this is just part of the paperwork and us, and they're doing their due diligence. They're kind of new to it, as far as knowing what they needed to do as
For
far as
anyone
a
else-
501c3.
Yeah, for anyone else here, I filled out something similar for Rotary for their ability to sell raffle tickets.
Yeah.
And so it's already a 501c3. We're not giving them any special status. We're just saying that, yeah, they're here, we recognize them. It's so that they can say that, did you go to council and get approval and all that? It's really just a letter that you have to send in for your license. That's all it is.
Good. Jamie, is this a roll call or a voice vote?
Roll call for
All right.
resolution, please.
Roll call?
Anderson.
Yeah.
Baldwin.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Muncy.
Yes.
Stanton.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. We're on to public comment on anything you'd like to speak about. Anyone in the audience wish to speak tonight? All right. Anyone online wish to speak tonight? I don't see any hands raised. We do have correspondence from a few members there that are in your packet. So we're now on to council comments. Holly, would you like to start?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
Okay, Russ?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Two things. One is the roundabout road closure impact. That was, I would still think we'd want to have some further conversations about additionally in terms of what we discussed this evening with road signage and stuff and maybe even neighborhood notification, because if this is being sprung on the authorities, not sprung, but notified at the last minute, I can imagine that's gonna be some people live on Maple Street, be like, where in the heck is all this? They'll figure it out pretty quickly, but this is the kind of thing where I think it's important for us as, part of the municipality on one side of the street is that we let our folks know that this is coming. Maybe maybe our email blast might be a way to just communicate that to folks. And two is the correspondence. Over half of our packet this evening was correspondence on issues and one request from the Hayworths on Newnham Street. But more along the lines of, and I just want to discuss, there's some pretty serious accusations in some of these documents about the city's operations and maybe some of the city's past actions. Whether you agree with the positions or not, I'm curious as to going forward, what citizens can expect when they send correspondence to the city. I don't know if we've ever had that discussion as a council, but people spend a lot of time and effort to bring issues to us via correspondence. I'm just curious at some point, what do we talk about in terms of responding to this? And not specifically this evening, but just more generally speaking, people feel like they send things, but they never hear anything or there's no response, just more of a comment.
Okay.
So.
Anything else? Helen?
No, thank you.
All right.
Looking forward to the playground build and I don't know, I can't ask a question. It's just comment, but hopefully the Sign Up Genius is still open, maybe? It is. Okay, I'm hearing it. I'm seeing a nod. So if you want to help out with the playground build, you can still sign up on the Sign Up Genius. So.
All right, Scott, thank you. Gregory?
You can find that link on our website, correct? The sign up for that. Three things. Number one, I'd like to thank all of our Zoom audience for keeping their shirts on today. Number two, looking forward to the community build. I can't wait. I hope lunch is going to be good because I know city's flipping the lunch bill. But we'll make sure. But then also just a happy birthday to Christine Ferris. Today is her birthday from Farmhouse Deli. So if you see her this week, wish her a happy birthday.
Thanks, Gregory. Logan? Thank you. All right. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All right. All those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Opposed? Adjourned.